Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Excellencies, sisters and brothers. 10 years ago, on this day, I was 16 years old and visiting the United Nations headquarters for the first time. The Secretary General had invited me to tell my story to an audience of 500 young people. At that moment, I could not have imagined being here with you today. I did not even know if I would live to see another decade. I spent 2 years of my childhood under the terrorism of the Taliban, displaced from my home and banned from going to school because I was a girl. I was shot and nearly killed for speaking out against these injustices. I did not know if my first speech at the UN would be my last, my only chance to ask the world to send every girl to school. I am more than happy to say that I was wrong. Over the last 10 years, I finished high school and graduated from university. I traveled to 31 countries. I started Malala Fund to support education activists and amplify their voices. I gave a lot of speeches and talked to many leaders. In everything that I did, I tried to draw the world's attention to girls like me, the nearly 120 million girls denied the right to education by poverty, patriarchy, climate, and conflict. In the years following that first speech, I spent my birthday traveling to meet girls around the world. Refugees in Jordan, Iraq, Kenya, and Rwanda, indigenous girls in Brazil, and activists and young women in Nigeria. On my 3 trips to this country, I have traveled from Abuja to Maiduguri. I have listened to the heartbreaking stories from fathers and mothers who lost their daughters in the Chibok school kidnapping. I have asked 2 Nigerian presidents and other officials to do everything they can to ensure children are safe at school. 7 years ago, I met Amina, a student from Kaduna State. She told me she hoped to go to university and become a teacher. But she knew the challenges ahead of her. She was one of the only girls in her community still in school at 17. She spent her evenings tutoring friends who had dropped out. Amina recently graduated from college with a degree in biology education. As an educator, I'm thrilled that Amina is here with me today, and I hope you will all congratulate her for her work teaching the next generation of girls. I know many girls like Amina. In the refugee camp in Jordan, I met Mozoon, a 16-year-old Syrian who refused to give up hope for a better future. Last year, she completed her master's degree in international relations, and she hopes to become a journalist. In the United States, I met Mary Claire, who first stepped into a classroom at the age of 11 after her family fled conflict in Congo. Having witnessed so much violence, including the death of her mother, she wanted to learn how to heal her community. Today, she is an intensive care nurse. We should celebrate the girl who goes to university, takes a job, chooses when, who, and if she marries. But we should not deceive ourselves into thinking that we have made enough progress. I want to cheer for those who have made it, despite the challenges they faced. But my heart aches for those who we failed. Every young woman like me have friends we saw being left behind. Girls whose governments, communities, and families held them back. Just as these individuals